as grumpy
Was
as
it a
it
must-win
makes
for
me.
it?
This isn't a must-win for either team. This is a get-right bowl. This is the get-right bowl, and you look at these two teams last week. So everybody's lauding Philadelphia for potentially being back against a Washington team that's won or lost 9 out of 10 games. And then you look at the first half. They fumble the opening kickoff. They've got 2 false starts on tush pushes. They're trailing at halftime, and then they stumble around and end up winning the game. And then Buffalo, it's the same thing. They sleepwalk through the game with the Browns, and it's way closer than it should be. And both these teams really aren't. The Bills have a little bit of a shot to win the division, 20%, not much. A little bit of a shot to get the #1 seed, but not much. But really, they are where they are, and what this is about now is going out and putting together a good game. And if both of them do that, maybe it's a Super Bowl preview.
Great answer, Coach. KW, I want to tell you something.
Okay.
I'm proud of you.
This is already we can go on.
Yeah.
This is too much.
Brown nosing is frowned upon.
Too much.
I think
Nah,
he's
this
gonna.
is going to be some sort of trick.
Yeah.
It's a gift or
KW.
something.
Because, and Bruno knows this, all year long, you've been shadow boxing with your Bills take. Because you've wanted to have your cake and eat it too.
I like
You've
Josh
wanted to doubt them, and be able to crow if you're right, but not have to be killed if they're good.
Yeah, very true.
Very similar to how your relationship this year with your Super Bowl pick, the Philadelphia Eagles. You've occasionally popped your head up to remind people, I'm the Jalen Hurts guy. I believe in the Eagles. Nick Sirianni's John Madden. But long stretches of them playing when they were playing bad or struggling, you've been, you've.
I go, yeah, it's stormy weather.
Exactly. You've been, it's been like you had a craftsman here making doorsteps and doing all Patriot stuff. But you now, the must win is you. The Eagles have to win this game.
Yes.
For Kevin Wildes.
Yes.
Because they are your only NFC team. Kind of Carolina, but you don't think Carolina's making the Super Bowl. They are your only NFC team. And the only AFC team that you are on the record. You're like, I might believe in Aaron Rodgers. You called the Texans the scariest team 2 weeks ago. You obviously believe in the New England Patriots. The Jags you're coming around on.
Well, they beat the Broncos.
Exactly. And the Broncos you like. The only AFC team you don't believe in is Buffalo. So if Buffalo goes into the playoffs and beats Philadelphia, it's a disaster for you. It's a must-win for Kevin Wildes.
Good answer. A lot
You didn't take that?
That was pretty good.
Chewed you out.
That was accurate.
About 90 seconds. All right, look, it's a must-win for the Bills. It is their last chance, Coach, to go into the playoffs feeling great about ourselves. Because let's face it, I know they're on a 4-game win streak. One was against Cincinnati, otherwise known as the Joe Burrow gift. All right. The other was a dogfight with the 3-win Cleveland Browns quarterback by rookie Shedeur Sanders. All right. And then next week they got the freaking Jets.
What about the Patriots?
So this is the time. I mean, that was, that's 1 out of 4.
Well, they're down 21.
This is the last chance. The Patriots game, too, was before the dog fight for why you have to have a dog fight with the Browns.
Yeah.
All right? So you can't be feeling great about yourself, but you go in there and you put it on the defending Super Bowl champs. Not only are you feeling high going into the playoffs, but the rest of the AFC is like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
No, that sentiment will not materialize because the prevailing narrative will focus on the Philadelphia Eagles' perceived shortcomings. The discourse will center on how the Eagles are not an elite team, how they are grappling with inconsistency, and how they are no longer viewed through the lens of defending champions. Currently positioned as the 3 seed, their recent record includes losses to various opponents and victories primarily against weaker franchises. In that context, the framing becomes, well, they've been struggling. Therefore, the idea that a Buffalo Bills victory over Philadelphia would be a definitive, identity-affirming statement is absurd. If the Buffalo Bills defeat the Philadelphia Eagles, the reaction from Josh Allen and his teammates will not be one of triumphant validation. This proves who we are. That type of energy will be entirely absent. The reality for the Buffalo Bills presents a more intriguing dynamic. The suggestion that this is a get-right game for them, or even a potential Super Bowl preview if both teams click, misses a fundamental distinction in how these two squads are perceived. The Philadelphia Eagles' season has been characterized by visible struggles, sparking debates about necessary fundamental coaching adjustments. Observers point to the presence of A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Saquon Barkley, and a talented roster while questioning what's wrong with Jalen Hurts. The discourse revolves around offensive line play, schematic issues in the passing game, and coaching efficacy. The overarching sentiment is, you have the personnel, why are you failing to execute? The focus is on unlocking a latent potential through better scheme and execution. The Buffalo Bills' narrative is wholly different. Josh Allen's status as an elite quarterback is unquestioned. His capacity to perform at the highest level is a given. Throughout their season, the blame is not typically placed on offensive coordinator Joe Brady's play calling or a failure to scheme players open. That line of critique simply does not define the Bills' conversation. The momentum, energy, and belief surrounding Buffalo are distilled to a singular, powerful idea. The playoffs are approaching, and they have Josh Allen, one of the most formidable postseason performers of his generation. The supplementary brilliance of James Cook is a significant factor, but the core belief rests on Allen's shoulders. The secondary question is whether head coach Sean McDermott can engineer defensive disruptions with his available personnel. The notion of getting right against the Philadelphia Eagles in a late-season regular season contest holds little relevance, especially considering Josh Allen is managing an ankle injury. The paramount objective for Buffalo is entering the playoffs as healthy as possible. Consequently, I fundamentally disagree with that characterization. Should the Buffalo Bills secure a victory and subsequently embark on a deep playoff run culminating in a Super Bowl appearance, the credit will be ascribed to the magic and sheer brilliance of Josh Allen, with James Cook playing a vital offensive role. For Philadelphia, the analysis will remain rooted in schematic evaluation. Can they successfully design plays to free A.J. Brown? Can Jalen Hurts effectively utilize his mobility? Can Saquon Barkley generate productive carries? The lens remains fixed on coaching, scheme, and tactical execution. One does not look at the Buffalo Bills and lament, if only they could execute better, or if only Josh Allen could see the field more clearly. No rational analyst makes those claims. The Bills are, largely, a known entity. There is no mysterious, untapped level for them to suddenly unlock. Their ceiling is intrinsically tied to Josh Allen's playoff performance. In contrast, I believe that latent potential exists for the Philadelphia Eagles, given the composition of their roster. The Bills do not possess that same archetype. This is a team unequivocally centered on its transcendent quarterback. That is the definitive reality. Therefore, what ultimately matters for Buffalo is singular. What can Josh Allen accomplish in the playoffs? What happens when he is on the road in a hostile environment against a formidable opponent like the Denver Broncos? That is the ultimate proving ground. That has consistently been the narrative for the Josh Allen-led Buffalo Bills. Thus, framing this late-season game as a must-win or a critical get-right opportunity is misguided. What specific issue requires rectification at this juncture? What unresolved questions do the Bills need to answer in this particular matchup? I perceive numerous questions for the Eagles, but for the Bills, honestly, very few. The burden rests almost entirely on the shoulders of Josh Allen, and by extension, James Cook, and then on Sean McDermott's defensive unit. The critical inquiries are straightforward. Can this defense create meaningful disruptions in the postseason? Can they make an opposing quarterback uncomfortable? Can they generate crucial turnovers? A late-season game against a potentially conservatively approached Eagles offense will not provide definitive answers to those playoff-caliber questions. It is regrettable that this matchup did not occur earlier in the season, when both teams would have been fully incentivized to perform at their peak, with postseason seeding fiercely contested. Presently, I have no clear indication of how aggressively the Philadelphia Eagles will approach this contest. This will likely be the final game for their starters before the playoffs, with their seeding largely solidified. The level of intensity is a significant unknown. Those are my reflections. I am genuinely eager to hear your perspectives. What are your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills? Do you believe this game constitutes a must-win or a vital get-right opportunity for Josh Allen and the team? Furthermore, do you see this as a potential preview of a Super Bowl matchup? Please share your insights in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you are in alignment with my views or stand in opposition. Let's engage in some dialogue, even some spirited debate. Ultimately, let's enjoy the conversation. Please consider subscribing. We are cultivating a fantastic community here, and I would be delighted to have you participate. My aim is to build a space that fosters genuine connection and shared excitement. I believe we are making significant progress toward that goal. Also, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely assists with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.